streamy.com, and I am so happy to bring you the cast of Sandland.
Woo!
I know, we're excited, we're excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going up down the line, the snakety snack. And then these fantastic people are going to tell you, yeah, I know, I got you. These people are going to tell you exactly what their fantastic names are, the characters that they play, and on top of that, one of the coolest moments that they had voicing their character. First off, we're going to start off with the person that looks like he is a man in black, but just with the t shirt. We start off with Charlotte.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Sean Smith. I play Supreme Commander Zayu, and yeah, what a great experience. I don't know how to pick one. I will say I feel like I'm on Hollywood Squares with a bunch of people that I have so much admiration for here. So one of the coolest experiences of working on this anime is being here with these people and being able to work on a show with you guys. So honored to be here, and yeah, hello everyone.
Hello.
Why, thank you very much. Next up, we're going to the gentleman that looks like he has $1 million sunglasses. And and
Oh,
Excellent.
Very
king
nice.
of the castle over here, Alan.
hello there.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alan Adelberg. I play the King of Sandland. I'm with Sean. I don't know what my favorite moment would be other than being with you guys and also being directed by Wendy Lee.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
amazing. It was so great to meet her, and she was an amazing director.
Echo.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Hey, do you guys hear an echo in here?
What was that? What was that? Next up, we have the person with an amazing infectious laugh, Risa.
Oh, me.
Yeah, you.
Hi. I'm Risa May, and I play the Fiend Prince Beelzebub. Um, and oh my God, so many cool moments working on this. I'm so grateful that this project has brought so many of us together. I made so many new friends. And so many of you I've spoken with privately and, just kind of had the chance to hang out with. But no, being part of Akira Toriyama's world is such an honor. And that in itself is still mind blowing to me. Um, so yeah, so many cool things with this project.
Fantastic. Next up, the person that looks like they are in Cyberpunk 2099. Andrew.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Andrew Lander. I play General Are, and I mean, it's just amazing being here. I'm happy to have been able to do this from not in California. That's probably the coolest thing for me. I'm based in Atlanta, and so just being able to have that opportunity to be in an Akira Toriyama project is just phenomenal, and that blows me away.
Thank you for that. Next up, the man that will just smile until you smile, and then you're going to have a laugh all day long. Jonathan.
Hi, everybody. I'm
You see?
Jonathan I play Sheriff Rao. I keep everyone in line and make sure we're following the rules and not overcharging for this. Anyway, so it was fun playing Sheriff Rao. I didn't realize how big the character was until I was in towards the middle of my first session, and they were telling me. And what I think I liked most about it was just the character arc and how, his past, how it collides with his present and future, and what he realizes, and the retribution, and he's trying to make it right. What he did wrong under false pretenses, by the way, we all probably know. But it was a really cool thing to play this kind of captain figure and kind of lead the team a little bit and just make all these friends and in unusual places. And I think one of my favorite thing was how when the other humans were talking to him about their doubt about the fiends and how he stood up for them and said he trusts them more than any human he knows because they are trustworthy, and they proved it. But it was great. And Wendy Lee was amazing to work for, too. She really helped bring a lot out of the performance, especially when you're doing dubbing. It can be tough to kind of capture the nuances sometimes, since you help bring that out a lot more, I think. So great experience on it. Loved it.
Love that. Love that. Next up, we have the man that his favorite color is yellow. Mike. No, yeah, come on, baby. Come
My
on, I
favorite
got
color is
you.
orange. Sir. Yellow is inferior.
Oh,
Oh,
Orange is the best color there is. That's why I'm wearing the Orange Lantern hat, by the
is
way.
that the orange line?
Large,
Oh.
please.
It
Mine,
looks
mine, mine.
yellow.
Nice. The average.
Yes, yes.
There it is.
But
Okay.
yes, I'm Mike Smith. I play Supreme Commander Bread, the leader of the Forest Land Army, and I'll say that probably one of the coolest things is to play like a villain who, as you go through, is just a dude trying to do the best for his people, and sometimes that gets a little away from you, and you gotta make that turn at the end. But we made it through. It was great. I think one of the funniest lines that I did, I guess this is kind of like inside baseball or behind the scenes, but when the automechs are launching from Garum, uh, when we first had the line, it was Autobots roll out, and I was like, are we doing this? I don't think we're doing this right. And they were like, no, that's the line. We're doing that. So I recorded it. What do you think happened a week later?
Yeah.
They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna change this line. I was like, oh, I would have never guessed. Yeah, we had to change that line real quick. But that was one of the funniest things that I thought. I was like, that was pretty cool.
Somebody got a phone call. They were like,
Oh,
"No,
yeah.
you can't do that."
I was like, there's no way this is making it right. And they were like, oh no, it's fine. It's already proved. We're doing it. We're going. I'm like, okay. And I did Autobots roll out. And I was like, all right.
You're like, I told you so.
I was like, I'll see you all soon. And lo and behold, we re-recorded it. But that was cool. That was fun. That was some behind the scenes for you.
Love it, love it. And last and not least, because then everything got all switched up over here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything
I dropped
got
out, then dropped back in.
Exactly. So last and not least, the man with the amazing home decor. Look at this home decor that he
Courtesy of the Hilton. Yeah. My name is Owen Thomas. I play Thief, and I think one of my favorite things was also listening to the Japanese actors do their thing was really great, and then getting to later hear you guys, which was great. And again, Wendy Lee was fantastic. I tell people that I have to actively try not to complain in life sometimes. So it was great to play a character that complains about everything. So,
It's cathartic.
yes, this is murder on my hairstyle. So,
I gotta say, one of my very favorite parts of this anime is listening to you complain. So bravo, you can complain all day.
Mine too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was great getting to play off all of you guys. It was just such, and it was so fantastic to see that anime and see it coming together. And I try and tell people who aren't part of it that puzzle of trying to make the mouth flaps match, but also have the correct translation. And then literally sitting with Wendy and be like, what about if he said this? Trying to make it work.
yeah.
And I thought she was
Welcome
very
to
receptive.
anime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As long as we kept the same meaning in the words, if it fit the lip flaps better, she let us do that, and it makes it a lot less
Yeah.
distracting watching it. It almost seems like it was recorded in English sometimes. It's like, oh wow, it
Yeah.
works really well.
Yeah.
Nice. Doesn't take you out of the
Yeah.
So since you're talking about doing the dub, I want to know what was possibly the hardest moment that you had actually translating it from the Japanese to English and trying to match the mouth flaps. Like, what would you say was the most difficult part throughout that process? We'll do the snickety snack again. We're just going in the reverse. So we're gonna start off with Owen and snickety snack our way to Sean.
All right.
I think the thing that I ran into is where they said, here's the amount of time you have, and you need to say this, but don't make it sound rushed.
Yeah.
And so I'd say it, I'd be like, and then they'd go like, no, that sounded rushed. You think? But that's the thing, translating from any language, there's some things that are more efficient and some that are less efficient in every language. And making it fit or doing the kind of like, long pause in between, that sometimes was a challenge to say it quickly and say the right emotion and try and keep track of who you're talking to, because you get kind of blinders about how much time you have, and you're just concentrating on getting that, which is why I tell people, like, a lot of times dubbing, if they're rushing you, the performance gets tossed, which this again, Wendy Lee really fought to make sure we had the time to do it right.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Owen. We're going to go to Mike.
For me, most difficult was, well, I do anime all the time anyway, so I'm kind of used to the dubbing process. But for me, I was really in my head about, oh my God, this is Toriyama's work. And if I mess it up, people are going to be like outside of my apartment with like pitchforks. So like, I was like, I better do this correctly. And I'm like, I was like, I better think about the way I do every line. And did I do this one okay? And I was just like, I just got to chill and trust the process. I know what I'm doing. I just need to do it and just go through and push through and get it done. But it was fun. It was surreal. But at the same time, I was like, there was pressure making sure that we represent the man correctly. Yeah.
Especially after his passing, which was really
very untimely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Did he get to see the show that we did, the English cast dub? Do you know if he got to see that before he passed? So I know it was ready.
I know he didn't see the dub. He saw the J.
Oh, good.
And he saw that all before he passed, but I don't think he saw us our iteration. But unfortunately,
I saw something, maybe like a scene or an episode or some unfinished episode. Maybe I would hope.
I don't know.
Just so we could.
I hope.
So.
I was really sad because I was like, when we got this, I was like, damn, this is great. I'm in a Toriyama work. I go to Japan like sometimes, and I'm like, I used to live over there. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna get to meet him one day. I was like, this is great. I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
It was very unfortunate, but
Yeah.
And I just to brighten up the mood, I think everybody's kind of like shocked that you lived in Japan. Like, and that's kind of dope.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
I love how he's like, oh yeah, I lived in Japan. Whatever.
No, it's like
No
it's just like a random factoid that I give all the time because people are just like, what's something random about you? I'm like, I used to live in Japan, and that just seems to make people like, yeah, well, yeah. But that's what people always ask me, so I'm just like used to it now. I'm like, yes, I did. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for that. So, Jonathan, tell us your experience.
Yeah, well, first we recorded the video game, so that was my introduction to the character, and that was a little more difficult because I had pictures, we had some artwork, but I mean, you're hearing the Japanese voice, which is very helpful for your context and your emotional investment that you have to make in each line. But you don't really see the action as much. You're just kind of creating it as you go with your line. It was a little more difficult in that respect. Plus, going to time always is a challenge, especially when you're translating Japanese to English. You usually have a lot more, it seems, in the line than the English version ends up having. But they were able to do edits on some of the lines and rewrites to help that out a lot. I will say this, though, working on the series, on the animated project, not only was I so much more familiar with Sheriff Rao and his meaning and his intent, but then we had this amazing system where they have that animation done and the amazing music and the amazing J performances already done, and we get to see the scene and our subtitled line comes across and we're just fitting it right in. It just seems it was so much easier to kind of get into the moment because you had everything there in front of you. You just had to turn it into an English-speaking performance, but you had all the context and the J reference and performance to go by. So that made it a lot easier. Plus, knowing the character more after doing the game, combined to make the series experience, I think, even more, incredible to work on like that. By the way, Japan, my wife and I just got married a month ago, and Japan's our honeymoon next year. So we're looking forward to it.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's my dream spot. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
See,
exciting.
you see, Mike, people have to plan to go out to Japan.
I just show up.
Welcome back, Mr. Smith.
I have an attaché waiting at the airport for me. It's nothing. It's nothing much, guys.
Oh man, Andrew, talk to me. First, you have to step out of like your TARDIS and then talk to us.
I mean, if I do, then the time stream will be messed up. If I can't. I just got
More than it is already.
Wait, my
Yeah.
question is, how did you get hold of a TARDIS? Because let me in there. I want to see it.
Again, time stream. I can't let that out. I'll tell you later after.
You know what?
Fair.
Fair.
It's an Atlanta exclusive. That's what. It's an Atlanta exclusive TARDIS.
That's right. Oh man, but
So tell us your experience, Andrew.
so John, what you were talking about with just seeing everything like when they were able to edit, the text and being able to do that was I love that, and being able to see everything as it was happening and record like that. I really enjoyed that. It made things a lot easier. The toughest thing for me is that General RA, I had to stay low with him, and like I can do that, but whenever I get like agitated or anything like that, usually my voice goes up here, and so it was like a constant battle of being like, okay, gotta stay down here, So for me, it was just that process of just like keeping like RA low, but then also being heartfelt. That was like, whew, that was a bit rough on me.
Okay.
Pulled it off.
Okay, I dig it. You see,
You did. You
Yeah,
great, Andrew.
for sure.
strong will. I could say that. Strong. Well, it's because of the ATL TARDIS. So,
And that's why one of my favorite parts though was when he had that really high pitched moment where he was like, "Please," and it was like super awkward, and Thief was like, so yeah, that was a blast.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Risa. Talk to us.
So Mike, circling back to you, I used to live in Japan too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
See,
were
you
I
guys
was there.
like hanging out on a schoolyard?
I was like, we'll just.
We might
yeah,
have just
yeah.
missed each other.
Probably,
But wait,
yeah.
which part of Japan?
I lived in Saitama. You know where
Oh.
Urawa is? Like,
Yeah, I
So,
was
like-
in Osaka.
oh, okay. Yeah, I lived like an
Mhm.
hour and a half north of Tokyo. So, like, yeah, it was cool. It was nice.
Right on.
That's really cool. Yeah. But so because then I dub quite a bit of anime as well. And one of my challenges was turning off translator brain. And then like it's still even like now, because I still talk to friends in Japan. And so occasionally I'm like switching out languages. So still, even when I go in for sessions, my brain goes into translator brain. And then I sometimes run into the issue of instead of saying what's on there, I hear it first. And it's usually for like really, really, really short phrases, like the chotomate or like something, something really quick. And then like I just go with what I'm used to translating it into for my own lingo. And then I just go into it and I'm like, dang it, no, I'm sorry. Can we do that again? That's translator brain speaking. I promise I'll get it right this next time.
Be like, the writers clearly put something there. Let's do that one. And I'm like,
yeah. Let's respect the writers.
right.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
So I know that was one of my challenges. It wasn't super big, but it just sometimes it would happen. Another one that I had, and I feel like this is kind of a challenge that a lot of us castmates had in this one, is maintaining our vocal health during these sessions, because I am looking at you, Owen. Because I know you and I struggled.
So I had to delay mine a couple times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had to delay sessions too, and I've had to actually negotiate for a maximum of 2-hour sessions for anything that's really big.
Stressful,
Just because, anything vocally stressful, any battle lines. But yeah, I've had to limit it to 2-hour sessions. And I was like, if you guys do want the 4-hour, then that's fine. But at least give me like a day off in between for my vocals to recover. But yeah, like I like talking normally as Beelzebub. When he's calm, it's perfectly fine. But he's kind of always at a 10.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly pushing it. So yeah, that was kind of my biggest challenge in all of this.
Well, you did great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody did
For sure.
just
Thank
like
you.
that. The king of the castle, Alan.
Present.
Tell us your.
Go on, Rob. You were saying?
Can you tell us your experience, King?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it was like hard, but it was. The king is quite histrionic, we'll say, and prone to long bouts of sniveling or screaming. So, in order to match the timing, that's fun. It'll be like, okay, we need you to scream for this many beats, and it's like, oh, it's not really matching the flaps. So they'll be like, yeah, and they're like, can you extend that out maybe 2.5 more beats? Like, yeah, it's too much. Can you truncate it down? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that'll work. So, that's always
That
fun.
is excellent.
Yeah.
Oh man, love that. And Sean.
Yes. Well, my answer sort of changed as we went along, listening to Teresa talk about vocal health. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was doing a lot of screaming, obviously, a lot of yelling, like mostly yelling. And so, what's that?
You talk screamed like you were always yelling. It seemed at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, totally.
Mhm.
And so much fun, like so much fun. But like even those scenes where I'm like saying you could be Supreme Commander, my voice was like gone, but it worked. It actually was like cracking, but it was working because he was pleading with
Played
Rao.
into it. Yeah.
He was being so pathetic, and it worked so well. So we lucked out on that one. But no, for me, guys, this is my first anime. So and my first time and my first time dubbing. So it was like and
Wow.
reading all my lines for the first time when we were doing it. So it was a lot. It was building the plane as I was flying.
You killed it.
Trial
but-
by fire.
You were
Thank
so
you,
good.
thank you. Yeah, it was like the best challenge I've ever had. I just needed to go in there super loose and ready to play and give it my all. And I mean, when I say best time of my life, I had so much fun on this project. So, but it was challenging. It was challenging, and hopefully there's many more to come. And I can say, oh, that Sandland thing was such a great experience. And I can't say that. So anyway.
Let me say one thing about it. When I came in for a session, I think it's happened twice in my sessions. You had just recorded before me, and I'm doing my
Okay.
lines, and I'm against you, and I'm hearing you yelling and screaming your lines at me. I'm like, oh my god! It's like, man, he's like, yeah, he was just here before you. He was just out of session. I was like, is he all right? I was like, he's great. He's so awesome. You're a champ, a true professional. He really commended you.
Right?
Didn't complain. ever.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
Pretty
great.
impressive.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
luckily, I do a lot of other screaming work for some other characters I
Okay.
do in animation. So I'm used to
Good.
the yelling. That doesn't make it any less difficult, but at least I'm used to losing my voice and going crazy in sessions. So I think I pulled a couple muscles,
Man.
but I'm okay.
Drink that
Yeah, we're
throat
covered.
coat.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's- Oh yeah, that throat coat's great, man. I'm with
Throat
you.
coat's amazing. So is
Yeah.
the Ninjompe Pakoa.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I would combine the two during my sessions.
Oh wow.
Wait, what is that?
Mixing magics.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You do what you gotta do.
And you
And
know
I-
what I would say is magical and amazing? Going to streamly.com/Sandland and getting an amazing autograph print from one of these phenomenal I told you I'm a king of Sim.
Segue.
Great plug.
Yes.
I love
Continue.
it.
Continue with that.
That's right.
Perfect.
So Risa was
integration.
talking about combining all the magics together to be like a super throw coat supreme. So talk
Oh
to us.
yeah.
Risa.
Oh yeah. I would combine especially on the harder vocal days, I would combine and sometimes like I would work multiple sessions. I'd stack them on top of it. So I would need a lot of energy. So I would put in like a black tea for caffeine. I would
Oh
put in
my.
throat coat. I would put in the Ninjompe Pakoa, a little bit of honey for good measure, and then I would mix it all up. And then I have my little magic concoction.
Wow.
Man,
That's impressive.
you're doing alchemy over there. I was just
Yeah.
like,
I
I was
am.
just like,
Five
I've got
charisma.
water. It's like, man.
I'm the little witch in the corner
Yeah.
mixing stuff.
I think you should just market it just like Prime Energy drink and just call it like
Oh,
Risa
yeah.
May's throat be gone. It's like, hey, you have a bad
Throat
be gone.
Throat be gone. I don't know if I want that one.
Wait, wait.
I want to preserve my throat. I don't want it gone.
Sore throat be, you know, sore throat be gone.
Throat be
Oh,
gone.
sore throat be gone. Okay.
Sore
Okay.
throat be gone, yeah.
We'll take that.
But we do have a question from YouTube from iris.com. And the question is one question. If you can voice any of your favorite characters from your childhood,
Wow.
who would it be? So let's go back into the snake. And we'll start with Sean and go all the way down to Owen. Go for it.
Oh man, that is really tough.
That's a great question.
Gosh, you know, I'm a singer, so I'm going to take this question and twist it a little bit and say, I just want to sing like the Gummy Bears theme song.
Man.
Yeah, like I just want to
Wait, there was
sing
a
those
Gummy
theme
Bears
songs.
theme
Yeah, I want
Are
to
you
sing this
confusing
theme
that with
song.
Care Bears?
What's that?
Are you confusing that with the Care Bears?
No,
Gummy
Gummy
no.
Bears.
Yeah,
Gummy
bouncing
Bears.
here and
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Fantasy
High
adventure
adventure
beyond
beyond
compare.
compare. We are the
Stop.
Gummy
Gummy
Bears.
Bears.
All right.
That is a thing.
I did not
You
expect
guys are
to
making
do
me
that
sound like I'm
on
a
this
Gen Z
interview.
right now.
Hey.
I did not
Yeah,
know.
you gotta charge $5 for that next time, Sean. Don't just
Yeah.
be throwing that out there.
I know.
And that's the lead singer of
That's a
Toto who
cameo
does
for
that.
you.
Who does that
Yeah.
song? Lead singer of Toto.
Seriously? Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Really?
Who is the son of John Williams, the conductor from
What?
Star Wars?
That's
Get
nuts.
out of
What?
here.
All of these things are blowing my mind right now. No, I was like the Saturday morning cartoon guy, you know.
Yeah.
I was watching those. If I could do anything from He-Man or G.I. Joe or that was definitely my genre. Smurfs. Although now I'm watching Smurfs again because my kids are watching it, and I would love to do that. But anyway, yeah. I'll say I'd love to sing the theme songs, and I don't necessarily have a specific one, but great question, Iris. Thank you.
All right, cool. Next up, Alan, go for it. Tell me.
You know, I had one in mind. Like, I would love to do, if they ever did a reboot, I'd love to do Johnny Bravo, man. I think it'd be so much fun. Johnny Bravo for Kirk, man.
In 2024, though?
Well, that's true. It gets a little bit weird. But then when you mentioned He-Man, I would love to do Skeletor.
Oh,
It's no good, you royal boob.
until next time. Yeah.
Oh, I love those Skeletor memes.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
That's a
Alan,
good
you just brought it back. Now everybody has to say until next time at least once a day
Yeah.
for the next unforeseen future. Risa, talk to me.
Oh my gosh. So voiceover has never really been like on my radar. So I've always like grown up consuming all of this media, like not even thinking like, yeah, I want to voice that character or that character. I've always consumed it going like, they're so cool. And like not even thinking like, yeah, like I want to try and do this character, or you know, like I can maybe try and mimic that character. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like it's not something that I'd ever thought about because voiceover work is even like relatively new to me. I got into it in 2020.
What?
So yeah.
No,
well, because
you gotta
I
be
mainly
more
do,
of a veteran than that. Oh my gosh, you did.
well, I do a lot more. Thank you. I do a lot more on stage, on cam. I started off as a singer, still do a lot of music. And when all of the productions that I normally do kind of shut down in 2020, I was like, oh snap, what do I do? Like I'm stuck. I'm rooted here. And one of the reasons why I went to Japan every year was because I was working at the Universal Studios out there, the theme park out there.
Oh.
And so I was there half of the year, and then in California half of the year. And when the pandemic grounded us, I wasn't able to go to the job that I went to for, you know, the rest of the half of the year. And kind of in a moment of desperation, jumped onto Twitter because I was never on Twitter either. Just kind of jumped onto there and found the voiceover community, just kind of stumbled upon it. And I was like, why didn't I ever put the two together? Because I had a lot of experience doing sound and doing music, you know, and so I already kind of sort of had a makeshift booth at my home. I had all the equipment, and I had the acting experience. I just never thought to combine the two. And so, yeah, so 2020 happened, and I was like, oh, yeah, well, why not? Let's try it out and see what happens. So, yeah, so, anyways, that's how I got here. But that's also why I never thought of, what characters I could do. I would love to do zombies. I don't know. I'd love to do zombies. Sorry, that's so random. But I did zombie work when I was in Universal, so I'd love to do zombies.
Oh, that would be good.
Did you have
Like
a favorite
zombie
cartoon growing
noises, or
up?
like the main character who's running away from a zombie?
Either or works. I just want to be grumbling and shrieking. Yeah.
So you
yeah.
want to run
Any
away
grumbly
and get bit and become the zombie.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Why not both? Yeah.
Why not
Yeah.
both?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
there you
take
Listen,
them
I'm getting cast for 2 parts.
Shoot
I
for
don't
the
think
moon.
so.
Risa. Shoot for the moon. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Oh my gosh! All I have to say, Risa, about Orlando, Japan, I heard Hogwarts is ridiculous up there.
I was there when they first opened it up in Japan. I was with the opening cast, and
Oh well.
I got to check it out on opening day, and um, I have bias towards the one in Japan, but that's because I have a lot of like friends working there. But also I know that they really enforce like the British accents there, and they teach all of their cast members there to use it kind of even as like atmospheric characters, like people who are not performing like just doing atmosphere, they're taught to do the British accent, whereas the one at least in California, they don't do the accent.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Hey, what up,
Pretty
man? You
much,
want,
pretty
you want to
much.
get in this magic class today? Let me show you the skill.
Expecto Patronum.
Yo, which room do you want? I got this room. I got this room.
Oh man, I love this. I love this. All right, Andrew. I'm very curious of what Andrew's characters are going to be.
Oh, me? Well, first off, it's really awesome to hear. Like, you started in 2020, and Sean, this is your first anime. This was my first anime as well, and I also started like 2019, 2020. It's surreal, and it's really like, I mean, it just blows me away every time I think about it. But like going back to like my childhood, I was a kid of the 90s, so like Nicktoons and Doug Funny and all, like somehow I just morphed into looking kind of like Doug Funny. That's how that works. So like when I think about like what I would want to be involved in, I mean, I know they already did Ninja Turtles, but like I was a huge Ninja Turtles fan, So if I could do anything, if I could be like Casey Jones, like some kind of badass character who's just like, oh, your turtles are, doing something. Okay, fine. I'll have your pizza or whatever. If I could do that, then I would love it. Cause yeah, anything 90s and mid 90s or whatever, I'm totally down for, cause that was all my childhood.
Okay. I dig that. I love how you just had to end it off with, I'll take your pizza after. I'll beat your butt. I'll take your pizza.
Exactly. Priorities. Like the hockey, have the pizza, and kick some butt.
I dig that.
There's been quite a few characters that I would love to do at some point that have inspired me. So I have a villain character that I do. He talks like this. He's very evil, and he wants to take over the world. That kind of thing. Ooh. But that's inspired by 2 characters. My friend Peter brought this to my attention. It's inspired by Jafar from Aladdin, who I would love to do. Diamond in the rough. Yeah.
Oh,
I just like to do that, and also King Longshanks from Braveheart.
Oh,
nice.
But hit that as well. Full forward, attack. He's just so like horrible.
Yeah, he's just like,
day. First night. It's just really hard. He's just a horrible villain. I would love to do that. But I also have other characters like the Incredible Hulk, which I actually got to voice in the movie in 2008.
Really nice.
That is so cool.
My favorite character growing up was the Hulk. I was a little skinny twig I had the green Hulk muscles that you blow up and you go in the pool like they're water wings, and I was just a scrawny kid with Hulk pectorals and biceps, and I loved the Hulk. And then I got to voice him along with some other great voice actors in the 2008 movie. Another character that I've always loved was Iron Giant, and from the Iron Giant movie, and I got to voice him for the video game Multiverses. So that was kind of cool to have those kind of
that's
things.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely love Jafar from Aladdin. I pick a character that's one of my favorites to do for sure. Yeah.
My favorite
Cool stuff.
Disney.
Oh, and Papa Smurf.
I as far so. Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
Oh, come on.
That was just like
Come
I
on,
just read.
Let's go. Not far now. Is it much farther, Papa Smurf? Yes,
That works.
it is.
He's like villain, Papa Smurf.
Yes.
You don't know.
These
Papa Smurf
things
might
not
have
like
something
the
else
other.
I
going
love
on.
this range.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Mike, all right. One, I already know that you said that you want to be Larfleeze. I could tell you want to be.
Hey, I would love.
Oh wow.
I would love to be Larfleeze. He doesn't do anything but scream at people anyway, so it's that's great. But like Risa and Andrew, like I didn't start voice acting until like the end of 2019 too. I moved down to Texas to learn to do it. Like my background is government. I worked in the government forever. Like I was just like, time for a change of stuff. And but I was like growing up, I wasn't like voice acting is a job. I never thought about it at all. I mean, I watched cartoons and like in anime and stuff, but I was like, oh, that's cool. That happens somewhere out there. I didn't know it was like real work and you could get paid for it. But then I started doing it and I'm like, man, I just love all this stuff. But I would really just any villain. I love doing like villain type stuff because it's like, I don't know if it's just a media thing nowadays, but like every hero is the same hero. They're always a good guy. Blah, 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 blah. Like villains are like so complex and so varied nowadays. And I'm like, man, why would you want to be the hero? Why do you want to be anime protagon? Like you can be the guy that's causing all the mayhem and all the ruckus and I want to do that stuff. So anything like that, anything that comes out with like cool new villains, I want to do that stuff. Or like Darkwing Duck. If they ever do a new Darkwing Duck something, let me do that guy. I love Darkwing Duck. Yeah.
You are the mallard that flaps in the night.
Yes.
Yes. But technically, you're saying like you guys want to voice villains, but if villains are just misunderstood heroes,
Right.
they're the heroes in their own eyes, and it's not the public's fault that they don't know better.
Yes. What I learned in an acting class is that there's no villain that's just like I'm the bad guy. Grr, I'm evil. It's always this is the right way, and I really believe in what I'm doing. And someone may just not agree, and I'm like, man, that's great. Every villains don't think they're like, oh, I'm just evil and I want to blow up everything, except Kefka from like Final Fantasy VI. But like, all the other villains are like, they're really like even with Bread, he's like, I'm not a villain. I'm trying to protect my people, and I'm doing this, and I'm getting this weapon so that way we can protect ourselves from Sandland's demons. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. It's really, that's why I like really good villain work. Yeah. So if I can do any villains, if you got villains out there you need voiced, let me know.
Give it to the Smiths. Let the Smiths handle
let
it.
the Smiths handle that. Let the Smiths handle that for
That's
me.
right. That's right.
Smith and Smith VO work.
Yes.
Smith and Smith VO.
Yes.
There you go.
And Owen, like for some reason I just feel like you're gonna say Captain America. But
No.
maybe you're wrong. He's going villain too. Watch.
No, actually, well, the one it's a little bit on the later side, but one I couldn't stop imitating, and again, it fits into Thief, was Grandpa Simpson, just because he was so you'll hear him in there a bit. Just the president is a Democrat, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, he's just constantly complaining. You have too many leaves in your driveway.
Oh my God.
But this is my first anime, and I've been doing VO for 23 years now. So it's as the old man in the group here. So, but it's been very good to me. But yeah, I think villains are always slightly more interesting, and that is an acting trick I've heard before. Is that basically if you're not feeling the desire to kill as this person, you imagine the other person that you're talking to is the evil person, and your hate for them is what. So, and in many ways, people don't see themselves as a villain; they see themselves as the other people as the villain. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
been that Grandpa Simpson. I drove that into the ground. I just couldn't get enough of it. So it was really fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that. And you know what? You know what we can't get out of our minds? Going to get some exclusive swag at streamly.com/Sandland. Can't get that out of my And we have a question here in the chat by Teddy Tuda. And the question is, what is your favorite anime? But besides Sandman, of course.
Oh, well, there goes my answer.
I know, yeah.
Right?
Besides Sandman.
What do we do
And
now?
you know what? Just to throw a little sauce, a little sazon on that, you could either say your favorite anime growing up or currently your favorite anime now.
Oh, all right.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we're starting with Owen then, all right.
I thought we were just. That's all I need to say.
Great choice.
He said Ghost in the Shell, Mike. All right, let's do lightning round. All right.
I'll give my top three because I can't stand leaving them apart. So like my like favorite anime that I watch like yearly that people would never guess, Azumanga Daioh. If you know that one, let me know. That's I love irreverent comedy. Like it's so good. Fooly Cooly. If you watch anime, hit Fooly Cooly. And of course, the greatest anime ever created, One Piece. One Piece. Yes.
See, I will not say.
Hey,
I'm not going to
I
argue.
won't hear any arguments, sir.
Well, I could say that. I could tell you that the best anime of all time was Death Note, but you know.
You'd be
You
so
see now everybody's like
wrong.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
You're out of order.
You'd be so wrong. You're out of order.
Wow.
Jonathan.
Well, I will confess, I never really gave anime a chance for the longest time. I was just didn't really know what it was so much and just didn't bother to get involved with it. And then something happened. Spirited Away was nominated or won the Oscar. And I said, okay, I think I need to go see this in the theater. And what's this all about? And I was literally blown away. I was transported to another world. I've seen it. I have the Blu-ray with both the Japanese version of the language, and I've seen that version, which is incredible. And the first version I did see was the English dub, but it was just mind-blowing. It was amazing. The vision, the storytelling, the characters. And then I've watched so much more of Miyazaki's work since then, and of course Sandland, the series, is pretty awesome. But yeah, just I love this. So a lot of the Miyazaki movies, but yeah, definitely Spirited Away has a special place in my heart because it actually was a transformative experience because it opened my eyes to a world of animation I never bothered to knock on the door to, and I opened it, and it was really incredible. Yeah. So that's my favorite one.
Thank you for that, Andrew.
I have layers. You ready? Okay.
Go for it.
Layer one, before I even knew I was watching anime, Voltron.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved it.
80s Voltron?
What's that?
80s Voltron?
Yeah. Yeah, 80s Voltron.
Yeah,
Just before I even knew what I was watching, just like, you got lions and they're turning into a robot. I can't not love that. So after that was Dragon Ball Z, because just seeing that on cable TV, I'm like, they're not supposed to show this to kids. I'm watching it and I like it. I'm not going to tell my parents. After that, Fooly Cooly, I have to agree, because that satisfied like the teenage angst. I'm like, man, this makes me feel weird, and I feel weird, so I like it. And then like getting back into anime after not having been in it, My Hero Academia, I just enjoy it so much. Love All Might. And then today, like literally the one that I was watching last night, Delicious in Dungeon, because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love how everything is like just food related. Like they always bring it back to food, and I find that hilarious.
But can I eat it?
Right, well, you can eat anything, right? and to my surprise, I heard a familiar voice on it, right? Because there's somebody in here that's in it, correct?
Maybe.
Might be.
The shifty eyes.
It was amazing. I'm like,
Might
I think
be.
I recognize what. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us your anime.
So, yes, that was me in Delicious in Dungeon. um, I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. I haven't actually had a chance to watch all of it yet. I watched bits and pieces, snippets, and trailers, and I haven't had the chance to kind of full dive into it, just because I have a backlog of shows and games that I told people that I've watched, and I still haven't finished all yet.
There's too much TV.
That's how it goes.
It really
Yeah,
is.
there's too much stuff, and there was a time where when I would be able to catch up with all of it, and that time is now gone. And, she's still trying though. She's still trying. But as far as my favorites, I would say um, Spirited Away was definitely one of mine because that was a classic for me growing up. Like I think, because then they had the VHS tapes for Spirited Away, right? So I think I had the VHS tape for that one, and it was like one of the ones that I would play over and over and over again. And then also Howl's Moving Castle, because Howl was one of my crushes growing up. He was one of my anime crushes. I thought it was super cute. Um, and um, and then Cardcaptor Sakura, I really wanted to be a magical girl. So I grew up watching Cardcaptor Sakura, and I was just like, oh my God, I want to have magical powers. Um, and I think someone mentioned Death Note earlier.
Yes.
Rob, was that you? Yeah, yeah, I love Death Note. Death Note was really fun because
Thank you,
you know
Risa. Yeah, Mike.
The first half
You too,
of
Mike?
Death
Yeah.
Note fun.
Don't start that. Don't start the first.
Oh my God.
Actually, the second half of Death Note was far inferior to the first.
I thought that was Alan right then.
Yes.
I really did. I looked up at my screen like, wait, Alan. Oh,
Wait,
that's
who?
not Alan.
Wait, what?
It's so hard because like you don't see, because you guys know on Zoom they have like the screen highlight like whoever's talking.
Oh yeah,
So
flips,
yeah, so me too. I was just like, who's
Oh man, we see who's gonna be in body double now.
I'll get wigs for everyone so we can all body double each other.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go. Alan, your enemies.
There's so many animes that I like, but I got to go with the one that got me into anime to begin with, and that's Cowboy Bebop. I go back to it all the time. I watch it all the time. And yeah, I worked at a comic book store. That was one of my first jobs. And back in the day, that's the only place you could get anime before it was on Cartoon Network or stuff like that. So I remember it was on at a party, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I don't really watch anime." And then that
Tank is so hard.
I'm sorry, what are we doing?
The intro music to
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop? Yeah.
The soundtrack is fantastic.
The
I mean, I play it on
soundtrack is
Spotify all the
so
time.
hard. Oh man.
So I gotta say, I mean, there's so many good ones too, but that's the one I always go back to.
Excellent. And last but not least, Sean.
Thank you. Yeah, I recently, Andrew and I, hi Andrew. All right. We had a little interview and with somebody who really loves My Hero Academia. So I was checking it out. I have been checking it out. I'm only on like episode 5, but I love it.
What?
It's so wild. Like you're watching the show and he's like, just clench your butt cheeks together. You're like, what the hell did he just say? It's the weirdest. But it's so wild.
What episode was that?
I know. Well,
This
one
was
of the
episode
first 5, right?
It was episode 3. I'll tell you right now. It was episode
Yeah,
3.
I think you're right. Yeah,
It was episode 3.
it makes me
I
laugh. I think the voice acting is incredible, and I'm really enjoying it right now. So I'm going My Hero Academia right now, but I got to keep watching. I'm new to it. So
Excellent. But oh my gosh, I just realized that we literally are on our last minute in this Q&A.
Oh.
Say what you were saying before we start.
I did see
What was it?
Voltron as. I just wanted to clarify. When we asked about anime, I was thinking feature films, but I watched Voltron. Love Voltron. Voltron, Defender of the Universe. It was great. But yeah, I was talking about features. I grouped Voltron in cartoons.
Let the record show.
He's like,
Yeah, let the record show.
show that I said Voltron. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to go one last time around the bend, and you guys are going to be telling everybody what your social media platform is and possibly where they can actually see you next. If you're going to be appearing in something, video game, anime wise, or possibly at a convention. So we're going to do the rounds off. We're starting with Sean and we're ending with Owen. Let's go.
All right. Awesome. I'll try to go quick. You can mostly find me. The platform I use most is Instagram. Find me at Water Mustache. Lots of silly, ridiculous stuff, voiceover, singing, and other things that you don't care to see. But hey, join me. And I can't tell you what's coming up next. We sign NDAs for that. But hey, it's going to be awesome. And you better believe you'll find it at Water Mustache. And go on over to Streamly and buy some prints. Great to see you guys today. Thanks so much. And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Next up.
Hi, my handle is Instagram at Alan Adelberg, because there's no other Alan Adelbergs in the world apparently. And I've got a game coming out called Battle Train. It's like a it's fun. I don't know how to explain it. It's trains and they're battling, and I'm the general conductor. I'm another leader who's insane, and then there's another game called We Stayed Behind. That's kind of like a Twin Peaks narrative game that's going to be coming out I think next month. I think the demo's on Steam now. And other than that, go to Instagram and I will scream at you about it, I'm sure.
Shazam. Next up, Risa.
So you can find me on all socials except for Twitch, and I will explain. Well, no, I am on there, but under a different username. But all my socials are Love Risa May. I changed it on Twitch because I went to go follow one of my husband's fellow workout mates who was also streaming, and I followed them, and they were one of those people that would give shout outs for follows. And so she saw my username and it was like, thank you for the follow, Lover is a May. And I was like, no. So I changed it to Risa_May. So you can find me at Risa_May on Twitch and Love Risa May everywhere else. So my next appearance wise, I will be at Gambate Canada from August 24th to 25th. And hope to see you guys all soon. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Enjoy that maple syrup.
Yes.
That maple
Looking
syrup
for bag milk.
It is so good. I go up there every so often, and just for other stuff. And my kids will always ask me, Dad, we're glad you're back, but do you have any maple syrup? Because they're spoiled rotten. I brought it back once. They will not let me come back from Canada without bringing grade A maple syrup. It's like that good. It's so good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm putting that on my list then.
Yeah, man. Oof. Yeah, that's good stuff. So you can find me at Andrew Lander on Twitter and Andrew Lander VO everywhere else. Stuff coming up. If you guys like sci-fi, psychological thriller type stuff, I'm doing or involved in a podcast series called The 7 Psyches of Greylick Tove. It's about this gunslinger who survived an apocalypse, and now he's being chased by a time-traveling assassin. There's talking planets. There's a lot of other stuff, and he's kind of going through the motions. And there's lots of pew-pews and guns in it. And just check it out. It's called The 7 Psyches of Greylick Tove, and it's on Talk Story to Me. So just put in Talk Story to Me in Spotify, and you'll find it. You'll have a good time. Guarantee it.
Heck yeah, that sounds very fun. I will be tuning in. Jonathan.
Well, you can find me. I'm not on social media all that often because I don't want to, burden people with my daily activities of what's I had. But I know there's a lot of other cool things to talk about. But I'm at Twitter is at Jonathan Lepow. Instagram is at John Lepow, no H in the John. And Facebook is John Lepow Voice. And I always like to see what other people are doing. I always give shout outs to them and praise them for their accomplishments. And every once in a while, I'll tell you what I'm up to. But as far as upcoming projects are concerned, I mean, right now you can always see me in some of the Lucasfilm stuff that's out there. Star Wars Bad Batch, Young Jedi Adventures for the kids in your life. Cool show for them. And some things are coming up. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to discuss them, but there's some animation happening on a popular streamer this fall. And I'm very excited for it. You'll know once it comes out. You'll know what I'm talking about. That's what's happening. But just trying to stay busy and looking forward to the next projects to come. And if you play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I'm Captain Titov in that. And but yeah, that happened. So he's a different voice than Rao, though. He's more Rao's like this. Captain Titov is more like that. He's a ship captain. He's very, very proper and more. I don't know, more astute.
More.
But anyway,
We should have had him on. We should have had him on a boat instead of the captain for the Titanic. I think they should have made it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe he would have thrown the iceberg. Come on.
Right? Right?
Happening.
Me, I am on every social site at King Low Tier, KingLowtier. I cornered the market on that name, so I've got them all. So we're good. Stuff that I've got coming up right now. You can watch me in Bye Bye Earth. New anime just started this season, and Bartender, new anime just started this season too. And also, you guys should go and listen to if you like kind of like cool comedy podcast type things. I'm in one, Murder in HR. It's about well, that would give it away, but you should go listen to Murder in HR. It's really funny. It's like a
Great title.
yeah, it's like a cool little murder mystery type of thing. You'll get to hear me and a bunch of different people trying to figure out who done it. So it's pretty fun. We won a Webby Award for it too. So
Nice.
it is an award-winning podcast. But yeah, you guys should go listen to that. And then hopefully I'll go to a con one day. That's what I want to do next. I want to try and figure that out. So that would be cool. But yeah, that's it.
Nice. And wait.
I like some of you, I've nothing I can talk about. They basically make you sign everything stem to stern that you can't talk about it. But I'll make it. I'll just say I really appreciate you all taking the time to be here today, and everybody on the comments here as well. And then the rest of the cast was so much. The ones that aren't here that are so interesting to listen to, and I got such a huge kick out of the entire project. And one quick story. The very first day I showed up, I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was a day gig. That was like, all right, cool. Yeah. What's this again? Oh, I remember that. So how long are we going to be here? Yeah. So
7 days later.
Yeah, exactly.
And Owen, where can people find you on social media?
Owen Voice on just about everything except YouTube, which is Owen Actor.
Fair enough, and thank you for that. And before we even end, I'm going to highlight one last question/comment by the name of Sean Tweedy. It says, my kids and I absolutely love the series. We are crossing our fingers for season 2. Y'all are so amazingly talented. Thanks for the great work.
Thank you,
Sean. Sean is an old friend of, Sean's an old friend of mine. Great guy. Great kid.
Aww. Thanks for being here for your support.
That's what we're here for. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to follow us at Streamly.com and also at Streamly Live on all social media. And you can catch any of the fantastic new talent coming on and all these events and these phenomenal people's events on Streamly.com. So with that, once again, don't forget to go to Streamly.com/Sandland and get your exclusive Sandland swag. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, drink some water, because maybe one day your land. Sandland.
Not king water.